Well, welcome back. Hello, everyone. Travis Lofk here. Welcome to another episode of the Human Upgrade Project. So, looks like everything is working here. This is going to be probably a fairly short episode. We'll see, though. I say that, and then I start talking, and next thing you know, it's 20 minutes later. But I'm sure that if you're not learning something, at least you can laugh at me. So there's that. So, before I get into today's episode, random squared for May 21st, even though it's May 20th. Tomorrow's bizarre national holiday, or holidays, are National Memo Day. So, I don't know, take a memo. National Waitresses and Waiters Day, because it's apparently super important to separate waitresses from waiters. I'm surprised they don't each have their own special day. We wouldn't want to combine everybody together. Anyways, and American Red Cross Founders Day. Not so apparently we're supposed to like have a holiday for the founder of American Red Cross. I don't get that. Anyways, I didn't look these up, so because I just can't be bothered with it right now, honestly. I'm a little frustrated. If you saw my previous episode about being frustrated, that's actually kind of a good thing. But this is this is a frustrating frustration. Today's episode is called 3 Days of Hell and Counting. And the only reason I call it that is because that's a catchy title, right? Sounds a lot better than trying to change a really bad habit that isn't good to have. 3 Days of Hell and Counting sounds a lot better. So, let me start with a little story of where this started. Then I'll tell you what the bad habit is that I'm actually over with, but it's causing some issues with my thought processes and a few other things. I'll get into that in a minute. So, how'd this all start? Well, those of you that know about me, like working from the gym on my laptop a lot, I was in there, when was it? A couple months ago, and the local health district came in and they were doing these health screenings. I think it was like cholesterol screenings or something like that. I don't even remember because I just don't really care. I know it's important stuff and a lot of people learn things about themselves. If I'm going to get screenings done, I want like full blood panels. I want to know every little detail, and I don't feel like it's a good use of my time to do. However, it probably is. But however, one of my friends was there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I signed up, but I can't do it. You want to take my spot?" I was like, "Sure, why not? Why not? I'll kill 15 minutes here, take a little break from work, and go get my cholesterol checked and all that good stuff." Even though I've never had a problem with it, I'm not worried about it. Never have been. Probably should give it a little more thought than I do, but oh well. So I go in and I fill out the little questionnaire and I put down all the stuff and answer all the questions. And there's all those questions about previous history and habits that you have and different things like that. And it gets down to tobacco use. And I was like, oh yeah, well, I do that. And come to find out, through the health district, they have these. So I'm talking to the lady, and she's like, "Oh, well, you look really healthy, and this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I like to think I am, but got this one little thing." And part of the reason I even bring it up is literally nobody knows that I do it. I don't. I mean, I don't like try really hard to hide it, or didn't try really hard to hide it, but I didn't make it public. Like literally nobody. Girls that I've dated, my friends. There might be a couple people that knew years ago that I did used chewing tobacco, uh, but I either haven't seen them or they haven't been talking about it. So maybe two people in the entire world, if that, even had an idea. So doing something like the Human Upgrade Project, a little hypocritical of me if I'm going to have a bad habit like that and try to say, oh, you should, you want to upgrade your mind and your body, you need to have full control over these aspects of your uh, humanness. So yeah, so kind of came down to one, I've quit twice in the past, and but both times I was living overseas. The first time I lived in Mongolia. Just FYI, at least the times that I've lived overseas, they don't have it anyplace else. They don't have chewing tobacco anyplace except in the United States. At least at the times I was overseas. Mongolia, they definitely didn't have it. They had snuff. They had the like powdered snuff stuff that you can like snort, and I tried that. Never really thought much of that. In New Zealand, so Mongolia, 1.5 years. As soon as I got back, started again. New Zealand, same thing. Was there for a year. As soon as I got back, started again. So, few times have stopped here and there. But because of Mongolia and of New Zealand, I know what happens in the first 2 weeks of cutting it out. It is not what I consider to be a really great time. So I find out that the health district, they're like, oh yeah, we have, it's like $100 and you get all like nicotine whatever replacement. It's all free, the whole thing. Because I've played around with the whole nicotine gum thing before, but that stuff's stupid. I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for a pack of gum. Just like, I'm not. So yeah, so I found out about this thing, and I go in and I meet with the lady. She's super, super nice. Go through it. The cool thing is a lot of psychology, and I love it, right? Human Upgrade Project, a lot of mindset and everything else. So it's like I'm having a conversation with somebody that's a professional in the area about helping people work through things and deal with their mind and mindset and all of that. And I get to talk to somebody that like deals with people in this area every day. So I find it fascinating, and I also like to see if if I think that I'm doing what I am practicing what I preach, kind of thing. So I go in and meet, and that was Friday at 3 p.m. Friday the 17th or whatever it was. So really proud of myself, right? Like, oh yeah, cool. And I know what's coming on Friday. Friday night, not too big of a deal. Saturday, a little bit. Yeah. Thing is, I get tired easier until after the first 10 days to 14 days, then it's all back to normal and I'm good to go. But in the very beginning, energy dips pretty bad at certain times. You get very frustrated easily, and the funny thing is, people are like, oh, when you get stressed out, you really want this or that, right? Because people use that as a coping mechanism and everything else. I do, but I actually crave it more when I'm excited and like all stoked and happy and like things are just awesome and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I want to chew. Uh, so that's been and then late at night because I love the nighttime. I love the nighttime. I feel just I feel alive at night. And so at night, I'm just like, it's the cravings there at night, and then the cravings there after training, after I do something that I think is fun and amazing, and I'm all stoked and happy. So I'm finding other things to replace that with. Uh, but today was the first full work day that I've had doing business after the official quit day. And mornings are not my most productive time in general, anyways, but today was just a nightmare. And again, and these are facts. I might complain a little bit at this point, so you just have to. I'm sort of human, also. So, but yeah, today was not my most stellar, funnestest day as far as dealing with that goes. Uh, I don't know where else to go. Yeah, it's basically it. Just a quick recap. So, went in to do a cholesterol screening and all the blood work thing and all that. This free health fair. The lady, I wrote down that I used chewing tobacco. The lady's like, "That's not good." I'm like, "I know." And since I'd quit a few times in the past, I was like, "Yeah." So it took me a while to go in and make an appointment because So here's the thing. I know I could do it on my own because I've done it on my own in the past. But I thought, you know what? It probably would be a lot easier if I actually did this with somebody else. Well, there's an epiphany, right? Things are always easier when you do them with somebody else. And even better when you do them with like more than somebody else. The funny question was the lady that I'm talking to, she says, so we're going through all the things that I can do instead of chewing, right? And I already had a list. I already list things I was going to do, everything else, breath work, different meditation, whatever. And she's like, well, is there anybody you can call? I'm like, nobody knows I do this. So who am I going to call? And I don't do anything else outside of work and human upgrade stuff and training and ballet. So it's not like I hang out with a lot of people. Yeah, I'm kind of a hermit. So the saga continues, right? Day 3. This is the end of day 3. And it just keeps it gets easier and easier, so it's not like a huge deal. I got the lozenges, these little nicotine lozenges. They don't really do the same thing, not for me. So it sort of helps, but not really, and I don't know why. Maybe my brain's used to all the extra chemicals that are in. It's not just nicotine. And I know, so nicotine, FYI, is not necessarily the worst thing in the world for you. It's all the other crap that's within the tobacco that they process that is the worst thing for you, as far as chewing tobacco goes. Cigarettes, they're just bad for your lungs and everything else. Not that one is really better than the other, but with that said, I figured I'd throw this out here again. It's partially because it's public accountability. I've never done anything like this before, like tell people stuff. That's not what I do. I just do things. And since I'm actually on here now and wanting to make it public that I have this information that I feel would be helpful and some people have told me is helpful, that I might as well practice what I preach. And I felt a little hypocritical by not fully following my own advice. So, with that said, I'm going to cut this off. We're at like 15 minutes now. Hey, you'll have to go back to the beginning on this one. It's a little bit shorter. This one doesn't have as much like crazy cool stuff in it, but it's more about practicing what you preach, breaking bad habits. And the best way to do that is not by yourself. Unless you're in another country and you're by yourself and you don't have access to the bad habit that you are trying to get rid of. So there's another way to, if you ever want to break a bad habit, just move to a country that doesn't have access to the aforementioned bad habit that you want to break, and cut off ties to the United States so you can't have it sent to you. And then, poof, bad habit all gone. Until you come back to America. Then it's back. Anyways, I'm also planning now at least Monday through Thursday, so 4 days a week, will be the show here. I still haven't figured out a good specific time yet to do this, so it's just going to be in the evening whenever. At this point, I may move to the daytime. We'll see what happens, but I will at least be doing Monday through Thursday, and then if the Friday, Saturday, or Sunday happens, it'll just be random because I thought of something that I thought you might find helpful. And, oh, a side note on that, as I belch a little bit, because that's, because no filter. Side note on the nicotine thing, as far as sleep goes, that was another reason too. Nicotine affects your sleep. You can do experiments with it to enhance certain aspects of dreaming and different other things. I think that's what it was. I don't know. But I know if I had too much, it would keep me awake and or not sleep as deeply. And that's my main focus. You can't be amazing and remarkable and superhuman if you're not recovering fully and sleeping and getting the deep sleep that you need, the quality of sleep you need. So. Say that a lot. With that said, make it an amazing day, because it's better than the alternative.